What is going on, everybody? Luke here. In today's short video, we're going to be going over something really easy and simple. It's when do people start sending in stock for Q4 and when do we stop sending stock for Q4. So you can see here, we're in October now. It's the 5th of October, we're here. And also, obviously looking at December, when do we stop sending stock in December? Because I've heard people asking now, when do we send stock in? When do we stop sending stock in? I think someone asked that in September. So it's an interesting topic to talk about, and there's a couple of different strategies you can adopt here, really. So, for example, for me, I started sending in Q4 related stuff around here, like adding it into the purchases. I've got my day-to-day purchases, my replenishables, but I'm also, probably even back here, buying selective products that I know sell a hell of a lot, and so I'm trying to bolster up those unit count at Amazon so that, yes, I can still sell them now, because even like Christmas puddings are selling now, which is really specific to this area, but I bought 200, I sold about 60. So I'm basically getting a read on how many I'm selling. So I sold like 50 or 60 in September. I've got plenty less, 150, but I've already reordered about 200. Because by the time that comes, it's wholesale, so it takes a bit of time to get delivered. It might come around, it might get booked in around here. And I'll probably repeat the same thing, around here, so that in the first week of November or something, I can get another batch booked in. And obviously what I'll probably aim to do is up buying of those products as time goes on, but also I can react to the sales here in September to see. So I can go, oh, I sold 60. Well, that probably means in December I can sell like 500. It's like definitely Christmas puddings, obviously, is not only Q4 but very much probably around here, more than just sort of toys which can be bought a bit earlier because people hold them. People want to buy obviously a food item slightly later. They don't want to have a Christmas pudding sitting around for too long, and so that could be an 8 to 10x on sales. But I don't, now that I got a read of 60, I expect it to be maybe 80, 100. Again, I got to see, and I can then go, okay, well, that means November it might be 250, 300, and some could be 600, that kind of thing. Obviously, I'll have to see how things go over time, but that's how I'm doing it. It's never really too early. The only thing you got to consider is restock limits and obviously storage fees. So I don't mind overstocking, because my plan is to make up all that profit in the times that I'm going to be selling that product. So what I want to do, I don't want to be reacting in here, November, going, oh my God, I've got 5 in stock, but I've lost out 2 weeks of sales on that product. So now that I've got plenty in there, I can make sure I pretty much never go out of stock all the way till the end of December. But I need to be sending that inventory in early to get a feel for that product. And I've been doing that across a handful of products, and I'll be adding more specific Q4 products as time goes on, and the quantities that I'm buying will increase. So that's what I'm doing. But that's only because I'm a slightly larger seller, and I've got to be pretty much getting in more my stock prepared earlier and earlier every year if I'm looking to scale my business. Again, if you're only looking to do 20 grand in Q4, you can pretty much just focus on these two. You can probably do 20 grand in December just sending stuff in November, if you're doing 8 grand now a month or something. And so it's not as there's obviously a lot of missed sales that you'd be losing, but for you that would be still a great achievement, going from 8 to 20 or 30 or whatever it is. And then next year you'll just learn from that, and you'll be like, okay, next year I'm more prepared. I know what to do. I'm going to adapt a little earlier, try to maximize October a bit more, the early part of November, and then have the same, and you have to just start layering those sort of plans in place every year, really, and learn from experience. So, December, when is the time to stop selling, or stop sending in, sorry. We got Christmas Day on the Saturday. Perfect. So what that means is that on like a Thursday, people can still get next day delivery for Friday. Now I can't remember when it was, but like a couple of times, if it's a Monday, Christmas Day, then people can't really get deliveries on that Sunday because it's not as good with Amazon. But definitely where it's a work day, everything's flowing normally and there's no problems. Like you do find that depending on the day, you can squeeze an extra day out Q4. And my best day last year was 21 grand. So like if I can squeeze another 21 grand day out, that's that could be, I don't know, let's just say it's 4 grand profit. That's serious profit for just one extra, how the year falls. So that for me is important. Maybe if you're smaller, it's not so much important. But it's interesting to know. But when I probably stop sending in is around the 16th for this year. Now, 17th, Friday. So I might get off something like 5 pallets. Now, in those pallets, I might have a spread. I won't have one pallet full of one item or one box. I'll have it split so that if one pallet books in first, it's got a bit of everything, the same items that are in all the other pallets, so that I can spread. And so if I only get 3 of those pallets book in, I'll have some good stuff, some amazing stuff, some okay stuff. And yeah, I might have 1 or 2 pallets book in maybe around the end, and I might sell some, I might not sell it all, but that's okay because I hopefully would have sold the other lot of pallet items that are in the other pallets before that. And if you're doing UPS, it's even more important because boxes will book in as and when, and you might want to bread. You don't want to have one box that you like has all profit for the really specific Q4 product, and then you're like, it hasn't booked in, and now you've got to try selling it in end of December or January, which you can, but demand obviously will disappear a bit. So you've got to be careful you don't have too much of that you've got expecting to go into Amazon. And so I'll always, and what I'm also going to do this year is I'm going to try to take advantage of after Christmas for about 3 weeks, because a lot of people, even including myself, I usually just chill out on that period. I let the money come back to my account and I re-strategize for the next year. And I kind of like don't really restock any products, only some, a little bit maybe, just if the opportunity is good and it's like on a chocolate, I don't know, not chocolate, but if it's like on something like, I don't know, Marmite, I don't know, if it won't, because I haven't sold that, but yeah, if it was like £5 profit and it was like 50 sales a month, I probably still would be sending a batch of that in, because I'm just looking to sort of maximize that. But this year I'll probably be looking to keep the products that I've been sending in around here, not including like the Christmas puddings. And I'll keep the stock flow going in probably around that. So if my prep center closes on the 23rd, 22nd, I'll try to get out a couple of pallets here of that general stuff. So they're probably going to close around 23rd, I think, end of 23rd or something. It's probably what I suspect. It will change. It will vary depending on the prep center. And so I want to get on that last week, just my normal products, so that I've got basically like 2-ish weeks of supply before they open up again. So I'm not pressured. Obviously, when they open back up, there could be a lot of stock that they have to send to Amazon clients, and so it's not going to be suddenly full steam ahead. It will be a little bit of a delay probably, and so maybe not, but I'm just sort of brainstorming here, like worst case it could be. And so I want to have enough stock for about 3 weeks rather than going out of stock on a lot of products, because I'm basically just focused on Q4 here up to here, then I do nothing. And loads of my general products are out of stock or very low, and normally I'll just let that disappear, sell off, and I'll start again in January, maybe like the 4th or 5th of January. But this year there's about 2 weeks there, or 3 weeks, where it's great because a lot of people do that same thing. What you can do is you can be making more profit, because a lot of people will disappear off the listings because they're doing that same thing. They're having a rest, they're chilling. Q4's done. They're whatever, having a beer, and there's probably a nice amount of premium to be made just by sending you normal stuff, because a lot of people will sell out and disappear, the price will go up a little bit and you can just carry on selling. And if you're using the prep center, of course, it's not any extra work, it's just you being aware that can happen. And the best way to do it is just to look at Keeper of all those products, and just look at the previous sort of years after the 24th, and get a feel. It might be that some products just aren't popular at all, and they might sell two a week after that point. If they're very, very, very Q4 related, just like advent calendars might go from like 1,000 to 50, 1,000 sales like a day, for example, here, maybe to 50, over here. These all sell, but nowhere near. And so that's the kind of philosophy and play that I'm going to be doing for this year. And it's always good to test yourself. Like, you might want to just relax and take the money out and see what's going on with your profits and work it all out. Be like, yeah, let's regroup for next year, and that's perfectly fine. But there is a little bit of an opportunity at the end of there to send normal products to just mop up a little bit more profit for the quarter. If you can squeeze out an extra grand by not really doing any more work and not really selling anything unusual that you haven't sold before, maybe that's a little bit of a little bonus you can add to the back pocket for some couple of beers and pizza or something. So anyway, gonna leave it there. Any questions that you want to ask me about anything specific about your Amazon business that I might be able to help related to this, then let me know. But otherwise, I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.